Mikel Arteta went into Arsenal's Premier League clash with Manchester United this past Sunday, knowing the importance of the fixture for his team's title ambitions. In his pre-match press conference, Arteta underlined focus, control, and preparation as the core themes. He stressed that Arsenal's hunger and motivation to win the Premier League remained as strong as ever and pushed back against complacency. Instead of getting caught up in narratives or labels, Arteta urged his players to stay grounded and zeroed in on what they could control: their preparation, performance, and mentality on the day. Arteta also sounded a clear warning about Manchester United's threat. The United side had shown renewed energy under interim management, and Arteta described them as a team capable of being lethal on the counterattack, especially if Arsenal were careless with possession or defensive structure. He stressed that while Arsenal might aim to dominate the ball and impose their style, any lack of discipline or alertness could be dangerous against United's pace and directness. Arteta's message to his squad was one of balance: be assertive in attack but always mindful of defensive shape and concentration throughout the match. Going into the game, Arteta also sought to temper external praise and hype. Amidst talk of Arsenal's strong season and lofty expectations, he reminded reporters and fans that the team is still developing and perfecting its play. Labels such as best team were secondary to the real work required on the pitch. In Arteta's view, consistency, not compliments, would define Arsenal's title charge, and every game, especially one against a historic rival like Manchester United, demanded full mental and tactical engagement. After the match, however, Arteta's tone changed to one of accountability, reflection, and support for his players. Arsenal suffered a 3-2 defeat at the Emirates Stadium, a result that dented their lead at the top of the Premier League and ended their long unbeaten home run. In his post-match comments, Arteta immediately acknowledged the reality of the result, taking full responsibility for the loss and congratulating Manchester United on their win. He emphasised that while Arsenal started strongly and controlled the game early on, critical errors and lapses allowed United back into it, and, ultimately, to snatch victory. Arteta described the match as one where Arsenal gave away opportunities through mistakes, remarking that when teams at the highest level make errors, they can be punished by good opponents. He did not shy away from that observation, stating that Arsenal were not at their best technically or in key areas of the pitch. The manager's candid assessment highlighted that although Arsenal had moments of dominance, it was the simple details, ball retention in dangerous areas, concentration at transitional moments, that cost them the game. In defending his players after the loss, Arteta stressed that the squad has delivered so much joy and strong performances throughout the season, and that the team deserves support. He spoke directly about the importance of unity and collective resilience, especially after painful moments like this defeat. According to Arteta, players should be reminded of how good they are, rather than left to dwell on one result, and the coaching staff's job is to help them learn from what happened and move forward together. On questions about mental strength and external criticism, Arteta was equally composed. He acknowledged that opinions, including those from former players and pundits questioning Arsenal's mentality, are valid as part of football discourse. But his response was that the team must show its mental strength where it matters most, on match day. Arteta insisted that reflecting on defeats, taking responsibility, and backing his players publicly are all part of fostering that strength. Throughout his post-match remarks, an underlying theme was perspective. Arteta reminded everyone that setbacks are part of the journey in a competitive title race, and that even great teams will lose games if marked by a few costly decisions. While this defeat hurt and narrowed Arsenal's advantage at the top, Arteta's message was about reaction and resolve, not defeatism. Arteta also pointed to the need for Arsenal to regain control and respond quickly. He made it clear that this loss should not define their season or undermine confidence, but instead serve as a lesson in maintaining standards across 90 minutes and in every moment of games where margins are razor thin. In his view, the true measure of a title contender lies not just in performance when things go right, but in the response after disappointment. Mikel Arteta's combined messages, before and after the match, reveal both the intensity of his belief in Arsenal's potential and his pragmatic acceptance of football's challenges. Before the game, it was all about focus, discipline, and respect for the opponent. After the game, it was about unity, learning, and accountability. For Arsenal and their supporters, those messages remain central as the season continues, reminding everyone that the journey to a title has twists and tests that must be met with both passion and perspective.